everybody, welcome to 30 Days with Jake. I'm Jake and this is my cigarette-free challenge. If you enjoy these videos, please hit that like button, share, comment down below, tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like me to address in an upcoming video. And subscribe if you haven't already so you can be notified every time I upload a video. So today is day number 16. And since we are getting closer to Halloween, I figured I'd have a little fun with this video. So, So I'm just gonna get right into it. A couple days ago, I mentioned that I bought some nicotine patches, the Equate brand. And if you're not familiar with the patches, there are 3 steps. And step 1 is 21 milligrams delivered over 24 hours. So this is, I've had this on since yesterday around noon. And, you know, it stayed on pretty good. But like I mentioned also, a quick little review is that if you do buy the patches, just be aware that they do fall off easily after first applying, you know, within the first couple hours, you know, so you got to be aware of that. Usually what I've been doing so far is after putting it on, you know, it starts to kind of peel a little bit and I'll blow some air, I'll go and have it dry. If it starts sliding, you know, I just kind of wipe away the wetness and kind of put it back there like that. Yeah, so I thought I'd go a little bit more into it after I did buy the patch. After I put on the patch. So I mean, how I've said, you know, these hours of being cigarette free, that's accurate, that's true. I did have my last cigarette before 6 p.m. on, what day was that? That was Tuesday. What's today? Thursday. Tuesday. I bought the patches. And after I put on the first patch, I figured I wondered what it'd be like to smoke a cigarette while having the patch on. That's not a good idea. Yeah, as soon as I put on the patch, it activated right away. You know, the nicotine hit me right away. I got a rush, and having it on, it's pretty much a consistent nicotine high that you're on. So if you smoke cigarettes and you know you get a rush from that nicotine, whatever brand you get, however potent the nicotine is in that brand, in those cigarettes that you smoke, just be aware of that. If you get step 1, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to advise anything if you were to put 2 patches on if it weren't strong enough. I'm not saying that, but this one is working for me. Nicotine high. So yeah, I mean, after I put it on and it right away, you know, I got the nicotine hit, and you know, and seriously, after smoking that cigarette, you know, it didn't sit well with my stomach, with my body. It didn't make me as sick as I would have wanted it to possibly, you know, get me off cigarettes for good for a long period of time, to not be as tempted by the smell. So yeah, after putting on the patch, I haven't had any urges. But it's been weird because I've been so used to having cigarettes at certain times of the day, in certain situations, in certain environments. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready for my cigarette, right? But I didn't feel like smoking. You know, I already felt the nicotine, you know, in my body, and you know, it kind of felt like I already had a cigarette. So, you know, I didn't have the urge to smoke, but I was kind of like, okay, you know, I'm ready. You know, my hand is waiting, right? Yeah, so it was kind of funny because, like, my body, I guess, or my, you know, a part of me was kind of ready to have a cigarette, you know, because, you know, you get stressed out, you get angry, you know, and you go to your fallback, you go to what makes you feel better, you go to, you know, you go back to, you know, what is essentially your crutch, that you feel will help you get through these situations. And so, yeah, you know, I'm at work, I'm driving, you know, there's a stressful situation and I'm like, okay, I need a cigarette. You know, and not that I need a cigarette, but just that I've been so used to being in those situations and relying on having a cigarette to calm me down. You know, the physical action of putting the butt to my lips. And so, yeah, the patch, it works, okay? I recommend it if you're trying to give up smoking. You have to really want to try to give it up, you know? And if you're not ready, that's fine. All in due time, you know, whenever you're ready. You got people around you that I'm sure support you and love you and want to see you kick the habit. Want to see you live a long, long, long life. So, if you're ready, you know, and you're smoking cigarettes and you want to quit, the patch works, okay? There are other methods, and I was kind of hoping on creating a plan and using myself and my willpower to quit on my own, but, you know, I'm human. But I made the decision, I got the patch, and now I feel great. So the cigarette of the day is Villainy. Okay. So the idea that I had for the word villainy to put for the cigarette of the day is I thought of Lion King and Scar, because I do have a story I'd like to tell, and it's not really one that I'm proud of, but you know, I have these scars here, and so yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scars on my arm, and if you haven't guessed already, these are cigarette burns. So, man, why am I even talking about this? So the first one here, that was I gave to myself a few years ago while working valet. I don't remember the reason why I did it. I think I just did it just to do it. I don't know. But then the ones that followed, I put on myself a few months ago, I want to say. And the idea behind it, why I, you know, the reason why I decided to burn myself was because it was an idea I had to give up cigarettes, right? So burning yourself, it doesn't feel good, you know. I don't recommend it. You know, don't do it. And I figured that you know, I've been trying to quit smoking, right, all these 11 years or so, and so I figured that if I quit, you know, I could commemorate it, you know, I could memorialize it by, you know, sticking the butt into my skin. And just like I mentioned in a previous video, pain is a great motivator. You know, we don't want to feel pain. You know, we don't want to feel pain. We want to live our lives. You know, we want to be happy. We want to have successful lives, successful jobs, successful families, and we ourselves don't want to go through pain, and we don't want to see others go through pain. And the thing is that when pain does hit us, it motivates us into stepping outside of pain. Whatever pain comes to us in our daily lives, you know, it's the same as when you put your hand on the hot stove, you know, for the first time. You know, you want to know what it feels like, you know, and if you know the hot stoves, the old stoves back in the day that would kind of burn, it would go bright, it would light up, you know, when it would heat up. I don't know if those are still around. I know they have the new ones where it's like it's under the porcelain or under whatever, you know, film on the stove top, and it like lights up on the, you know, from the bottom. You know, my grandma has one of those, I think. So yeah, you know, when you're a kid and you see the stove, you know, maybe it looks cool and you see the coils, you see the design, maybe steam coming out of it or something. You know, how is it that mom or dad or whoever can put things on the stove and then it heats up? I don't know. You know, you're a kid. We're curious individuals, children, you know, as we grow up, which we should always keep being curious. Yeah. So, you know, you're curious and you want to know, and you know, maybe you tap it, you know, or you just kind of put your hand on it and it, you know, it hurts, right? And you don't want that to happen again, you know, so you stay away from it. So that's the idea behind pain being a great motivator. Not saying that we stay away from all kinds of pain, because maybe it's more emotional, that we're okay, we're more comfortable, because maybe we feel like we don't deserve good things, so we stay in harmful relationships, poisonous relationships, and it's what we're used to, you know. So how can we want to stay away from the physical pain and want to stay away from the mental pain, but not so much the emotional pain? I guess it's something to think about. But yeah, pain being the great motivator, I figured that if I'd burn myself with the cigarette, you know, I'd be less inclined to smoke, to pick up smoking again, to light a cigarette again, because I did this. And so then, you know, as you can see, I've got quite a few. So a few times I tried quitting after burning myself, or before burning myself. And then this is where it gets painful to talk about, because we all don't want to be seen as the weird person, as the abnormal person, as the outcast, you know. But the thing is, we are unique individuals, and we need to embrace ourselves. We need to embrace the beauty that, you know, the beauty where we came from, you know, whatever environment we came from, whatever family, from whatever childhood, you know, whatever situations we've had in our lives. It's made us who we are. It's brought us to where we are and the people we have in our lives. So we need to be thankful for the experiences that we gain through life. And so I am very thankful for this, you know, for having gone through these experiences. And I can tell you pretty confidently that I'm not going to be burning myself in the near future. But yeah, so I continued, you know, after a point, you know, you can imagine that, you know, it didn't really affect me as much. It was just kind of like a daily thing. You know, it's like, oh, I guess I'll burn myself again. Here we go. Day number 7, day number 6. And, you know, after a while, it just, you know, it didn't really mean anything. And, you know, to kind of go over what I'm about to tell you, I've always, you know, tattoos has been a kind of taboo thing for me growing up. And, you know, I've kind of stayed away from the thought of it, you know, having been raised the way I was raised. And which there's nothing wrong with it, you know, however you're raised, however you think, it's up to you to figure out what the truth is. It's up to you to figure out how things work and what the right things are, what the wrong things are, and sometimes we got to go through these situations to figure that out. So I growing up, you know, it was something that I didn't really think about, and it was something that, you know, it was kind of looked down upon from the communities that I grew up in, from the environment that I was raised in. And you know, as a kid, you know, no matter what background you have, you know, adults are more like, you know, kids shouldn't have tattoos. You know, it's kind of a thing that if a kid has a tattoo, you kind of look at the parent and you're like, you know, what's going on there? But like I said, for me, you know, growing up, it was something that I was told wasn't really a thing to be attracted to, I guess. And at a certain point in my age, I started to develop a kind of interest in the different tattoos and the different art that you would see on someone's body. And you know, to be honest, it is kind of interesting. It is kind of unique. And you know, sometimes you see people and they have some weird tattoos. You know, they you know, they have a problem with it. They had a problem with it. You know, it didn't turn out as good as they wanted it to, or as good as they imagined it to be, or the artist just wasn't good. You know, and so you have some really interesting tattoos out there. But I've always had this kind of interest for tattoos, and it's something that I'm kind of on the line about. You know, it's kind of something that I, you know, but it's always been interesting to me. And if I were to get a tattoo, I mean, it'd have to be something that you know, I'd be able to look at every single day and have the same reason for having gotten it and keeping it. So it's something that, you know, and kind of my way around that was, after I started burning myself, was, hey, you know, maybe I can make a design out of this. So it was really stupid, and I tried making like a flower or something, and then after a while it kind of looked like a backwards question mark, you know, whenever I look in the mirror. So as you can see there, it kind of goes up here, and I had made a kind of C, and then this was, you know, trying to quit cigarettes, and then I thought I'd go out here, and then that's when I figured I would kind of go out, then come up, and then go out this way and make this kind of like vine branch type of thing. And yeah, I don't know, just, you know, after the last one, I kind of was over it, you know, and it kind of brought a little bit too much attention to myself, and, you know, people would ask questions, and I didn't really want to talk about it, you know, because I kind of felt shame, you know, for a lot of different reasons. But, you know, it's happened. It's on my body now. You know, I think there's like scar removal or something like that, but it's a part of my past. It's a part of what has made me who I am today, who you see before you. So yeah, I mean, if you have any issues, if you have any problems, you have any questions to ask, you know, you can come to me, you can comment down below, you can message me on Facebook, Jacob Mondragon. You know, go seek counseling, go, you know, to your friends, talk to strangers, you know, people that really are interested in wanting to know what's going on with your life. You know, don't waste your time, don't waste your energy on people who aren't willing to give you their full attention. That's just going to take way too much out of you, and you're going to resent the moment, you're going to resent that person, you know, and that's where problems rise, you know, conflict, you know, happens. So I just want to take this time to thank some new persons who have recently seen my videos that I met on the street after I made a poster to promote my channel. So it was interesting, and it was scary, and I was nervous, thinking that, you know, this was something that I was going to try to do. And the thing is, what these videos are trying to do is they're trying to challenge me, trying to challenge you, trying to challenge us as a whole, as a community, you know, and that's why it's so important to challenge yourself, because you never know what new experiences you're going to gain from stepping out of whatever makes you comfortable, stepping out of your comfortability. You know, you can make new friends, you can make, you know, and if you don't know what you want to do with your life, you've got to step out there, you've got to get into the world, and you've got to start doing things, you know. Maybe try things that don't even interest you. You never know, you know. You see something and you're like, I don't really want to be doing that, but you go and you do it, and you meet these people and they're excited about it, and you see how the process is, how this thing works, and you're like, oh my God, like, I want to know more about this. I'm excited about it. You know, and as your passion develops, it's something you want to be doing every single day. So that's what you need to find, is your passion, whatever it may be, and do it every single day. So to go back to, you know, the scary moment I had a couple days ago after making my poster to promote my channel, I stepped out on the road, and I held it up high, and you know, I got some good responses, some good reactions, and had a couple of good conversations with people, in their cars waiting for the light to turn green. So yeah, here's a couple clips of me doing that. I could do it at the corner of the street, but I'm gonna do it in the middle with the island. So I'm gonna go here. We'll go there. See how many people check it out. Let's see what happens. Our car is passing me. Ooh. Oh my God. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, share, comment down below, tell me what you're going through. If you have any questions to ask me, if you'd like me to do something different with these videos, if you have any ideas, put that down below, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can be notified every time I upload a video. I'm here, I'm waiting, I'm ready. I'll see you tomorrow.